Orlando Magic back then, they used to practice like right in our neighborhood. So I used to like literally walk down the street and see, Penny Hardaway, Dennis Scott, Shaq. And they still remember me now to this day. They were like, man, you used to be bad as I don't know what when we was coming up there. Like it was just fun, just having those memories and just being able to see like some actual pros, and even now just growing up and then being a teammate with Shaq and being good friends with Penny and Dennis Scott and all those guys. It's just how it just comes back around.
I didn't know that story. Yeah, because I had Cedric Henderson on the podcast, and he went to Memphis obviously right after Penny, but him and Penny are pretty close. And we talked about Penny and Dream and a lot of the guys in the 90s and that 95 finals with the Magic and Rockets and how dominant the Dream was. I mean, it was just like, wow, you couldn't stop that guy.
I mean, being a Magic fan growing up, that hurt. That hurt.
And Marquis, I feel bad for Nick Anderson because he gets a lot of flack for that series, but he was a great player. And then you know what? That could happen to anybody. And exactly. I know that he still gets flack from certain fans, and it's just, to me, it's unfair because he had a great career and he's one of the best players that ever put that uniform on for the Magic.
He was really good in the community as well. Like he used to come through, like the neighborhoods, come through and just talk to all the kids, handing out his shoes and everything. Just being around, making himself accessible to, the younger players like myself growing up that had dreams of playing. He was just really good. And like you said, it's just a tough situation that he had to be in, to miss those 4 free throws. And it was like, man, nobody went up to console him or nothing. It was just like you on your own. Like, don't nobody care if it's it. I'm like, man. And then as I got older, I was like, man, that's a tough situation to be in. It's a lot on the line. Who knows? They still may have lost the series, but you never know. It's just being in that situation. I mean, it could make you or break you. And I think he still kept playing, kept going hard as he can. But I think that took a toll on him and the team.
Oh, I'm sure. And again, that team was loaded too. I mean, with Horace and you had Dennis Scott, Donald Royal, Jeff Turner off the bench, Brian Shaw. They were just loaded. I mean, and obviously Penny and Shaq. I always tell people Penny and Shaq. My nephews never got to see Penny. They saw Kobe, but I said Penny was. I mean, Shaq even said Penny and Shaq was Kobe and Shaq before Kobe and Shaq.
Penny was nice.
He was that dominant. They were a great duo, and it's unfortunate we never got to see that play out. Obviously, it worked out for Shaq, but Penny with the injuries and of course Shaq leaving, it just didn't pan out for him. But he was every bit, to me, he was the closest thing I've ever seen the Magic Johnson. As far as a pure point guard besides Magic. I mean, he was 6'7", 6'8", could pretty much do anything on the court, and was just a nightmare problem for everybody.
That was actually my idol growing up. Being in Orlando, I played point guard all through high school. It was just like being in Orlando. I'm seeing Penny every night. It was just like, he's 6'6", 6'7". I'm 6'6", 6'7". It was the same thing. It's like, man, I want to kind of take a little bit of Penny's game and try to put it in mind. And just seeing how he used to, just dominate the game, both ends of the floor. It was just something that it was just great to be around and actually have access to it. And then, like I say, even now, it's like he see me and be like, Keys, what's up, man? It's like, man, it's crazy just going from seeing these guys to having to guard them in the game. So, it was just different, man. It's a dream come true, and it's just great to be able to, manifest those things and just work hard to see your work coming in the hand.
I mean, not many people can say they really grew up with their idols and got to meet their idols growing up. I mean, that's incredible. When I was a little bit younger than you, a couple years younger, but I mean, Penny in those days, I mean, Chris Rock did the commercials, obviously. And I mean, everyone knew, every kid my age had a Penny jersey, had a black Penny jersey. It's just, it was how it was.
The Penny shoe, the little Penny dog.
Oh, it was the best.
It was the best. Even Daryl Armstrong back then, he's a good friend of mine now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just him being on the team, it's just funny how all that stuff comes back around. It's like, man, they like, Keys, boy, you was bad as I don't know what when you was growing up. I remember you, and I'm like, man, I ain't like that no more. I grew up a little bit. But just like you say, the Penny dog, those were actually the first pair of shoes I spent over $100 on, the Penny Hardaways.
Oh, they're great. I mean, that was probably like 95-ish around then. Yep. And I'll never forget, everyone imitated those Chris Rock commercials. And that's right when Chris was breaking out too. So exactly. It was a perfect timing. And that team, I feel like on the page I run on Instagram, that's probably one of the most popular teams of any team I post about, is that was mid-90s Magic teams. Everyone loves them.
They were loaded, man. I know I enjoyed watching them growing up, just being able to just walk down the street and seeing, all the different guys coming in to practice, the Horace Grants, the Shaqs, the Pennies, the Dennis Scotts, they had their music outside, they dancing, and, we being little kids seeing this coming home from middle school, like, man, one day I'm going to do this, I'm going to be like that. And, just seeing it helps to actually see somebody that's in a spot that you want to be, because it brings it to life. Like, man, I can actually do it. This is real life. Because a lot of kids don't get to see it. Like you said, it's like a fairy tale almost. So
It
able
really
to
is.
it and being able, these guys giving you $5, or, hey man, you want to come to the game tomorrow, giving you tickets, or coming to the neighborhoods, passing out shoes, and there's a lot of stuff like that it played a surmounting part in me being the person I am today.